It was the kind of weekend junior golf rarely witnesses. A leaderboard packed with young talent, conditions that seemed scripted for drama, and a name that made everyone lean in closer. Charlie Woods. For years, whispers followed him. Curiosity about Tiger Woods' son, speculation about when or if he would step out of his father's massive shadow. But on this day, the whispers became a roar. Every swing drew eyes, every putt drew cameras. And when the final scorecard was signed, the golf world wasn't just covering another junior win. It was recording history. This was the breakthrough moment people had been waiting for. The son of a legend had arrived, and he wasn't asking for permission. He was demanding the spotlight. But as Charlie celebrated his biggest victory yet, another voice entered the conversation. One that carried both admiration and warning. And what he said made the golf world pause. From the very first tee shot, it was clear Charlie Woods wasn't just competing, he was commanding. His swing, smooth and rhythmic, drew immediate comparisons to Tiger in his prime, but there was something unmistakably his own about it. With precision drives, a fearless short game, and nerves of steel, he pieced together a round that didn't just scrape by, it dominated. Birdies stacked one after another, mistakes absorbed without panic, and a finishing stretch that felt less like a junior competition and more like the final holes of a PGA Tour Sunday. The scoreboard told the story best. A multiple-stroke victory, leaving behind a field of the best young players in the country. But the real story wasn't on the card, it was in the message. Charlie Woods wasn't here to be Tiger's kid. He was here to prove he could win on his own terms. Victories like this don't stay small. Within hours, Charlie's name shot up junior rankings, vaulting him into conversations about the most prestigious tournaments on the horizon. Invitations to elite championships arrived quickly, each one a new stage, a new spotlight. For most teenagers, such success would be career-defining. But for Charlie, it was something else entirely. His last name meant the pressure wasn't new, it was inherited. And with this breakthrough win, that pressure only doubled. The galleries were bigger, the media louder, the speculation wilder. Was this just a glimpse of the future, or the start of something historic? The ripple effect didn't just spread through junior golf. It rippled across the entire sport. For the first time, the world began to believe Tiger Woods' son wasn't just a story. He was a threat, but with belief came expectation, and that's where the danger lurked. For years, Charlie Woods couldn't walk onto a driving range without cameras swiveling. The pressure of being Tiger Woods' son was both a blessing and a curse. From his first televised swings at the PNC Championship, comparisons were inevitable. The way he twirled his club, his swagger down the fairway, even the smallest mannerisms, fans saw Tiger in every detail. But while admiration came easy, doubt followed close behind. Could anyone, even Tiger's son, survive those comparisons? This one shifted that narrative. Charlie wasn't just Tiger's kid playing golf. He was Charlie Woods, a competitor capable of dominating in his own right. And yet, every triumph only magnified the weight of the Woods legacy. For Charlie, the battle wasn't just against opponents on the course. It was against the relentless question: can he ever truly escape his father's shadow? Amid the celebrations, a new voice entered the conversation. Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, the man with more major championships than anyone alive, and a figure who knows more than most about balancing talent with the crushing glare of fame. While the golf world celebrated, Nicklaus injected caution. His words weren't cynical, but they were heavy. The road ahead will be brutal, and not because of talent. It's the pressure that destroys. He spoke from experience, not his own, but his son's. Gary Nicklaus, once hailed as the next Nicklaus on the cover of Sports Illustrated at just 16, had seen his career buckle under expectations he never asked for. Gary had the swing, the talent, the bloodline. But what he didn't have was protection from the suffocating glare. Over time, the pressure wore him down until he walked away from the professional grind. Nicklaus knew the pattern well, and he saw the same danger hovering over Charlie. What makes Charlie's challenge even tougher is the era he's growing up in. When Gary Nicklaus cracked under pressure in the 1980s, media cycles had pauses. There were breaks, days when headlines faded and athletes could breathe. But today, there are no pauses. Social media doesn't sleep. Every highlight, every mistake, every smirk on the course can go viral in minutes. One birdie can trend worldwide. One missed putt can turn into a meme. For Charlie Woods, there is no hiding, no quiet corner to develop in peace. The spotlight isn't just bright, it's blinding. And unlike past generations, it follows him everywhere, on the course and off. For a teenager, that constant attention isn't just a distraction, it's a battle. The question isn't whether Charlie can hit the shots. It's whether he can withstand the noise. If anyone understands what Charlie faces, it's Tiger. He lived it, he survived it, and he knows how cruel the game, and the world watching it, can be. That's why Tiger isn't just guiding Charlie as a coach. He's protecting him as a father. Carefully selecting tournaments, limiting media appearances, keeping the focus on development rather than headlines. To Tiger, it isn't about chasing every trophy. It's about building a career that can last decades, not just years. He knows firsthand how fast praise can turn into criticism, how one swing can change everything. That's why his message has stayed consistent. Let Charlie find his own way. Winning matters, but loving the game matters more. For Tiger, shielding Charlie from burnout is as important as helping him shave strokes off his score. And it's that balance between legend and dad that could be the difference between survival and collapse. The irony is that Charlie's own success fuels the very pressure he must learn to manage. Every victory raises his profile, and every raised profile invites more scrutiny. It's a cycle that feeds on itself. The more he wins, the more he's watched. The more he's watched, the more critics wait for him to stumble. For most teenagers, failure is private. For Charlie, failure is public. But that's also the opportunity. If he can channel the spotlight into fuel instead of weight, it could propel him beyond even the wildest expectations. The sword cuts both ways. And the battle is not just about golf. It's about mental resilience, emotional strength, and the ability to keep his own identity intact while the world insists on defining him by another man's name. Doors are opening faster than ever. Invitations to national junior teams, elite amateur tournaments, and whispers of early professional exemptions. Each new stage is an opportunity, but also a higher level of pressure. Mistakes matter more, opponents get sharper, and the crowd gets louder. The climb to the top of golf is as unforgiving as it is glamorous. For Charlie, the next 2 to 3 years will define whether he's a star in the making or another cautionary tale. The question isn't whether he'll get chances. The question is how he'll respond when the spotlight burns hottest, when the comparisons sharpen, and when the margin for error shrinks to nothing. The future is wide open, but also filled with traps. Jack Nicklaus's words still linger like a warning echo. Talent isn't enough. Resilience, humility, and balance will determine Charlie's fate more than swing mechanics or junior trophies. Tiger knows it. The legends know it. And somewhere deep down, Charlie knows it too. The golf world has officially placed him under its relentless glare. Every shot from here on out will be dissected, compared, praised, or criticized. And yet, amid all the noise, one truth remains. Charlie Woods has taken his first undeniable step out of his father's shadow. Whether he becomes the next great icon or simply a bright spark in golf's long history will depend on battles fought far from the fairways. But one thing is certain. The story of Charlie Woods has only just begun. And that's the reality behind Charlie Woods' breakthrough. The glory, the warning, and the test that lies ahead. The golf world is watching every step, but only Charlie can decide how far he goes under the weight of history. If you enjoyed diving into this story, don't forget to subscribe to Golf Facts, because the next chapter in golf's future might be even more dramatic than the last.